show is the flyest. Nobody can deny it. This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception? This is Man Hour. Sport Talk. Man Hour. Sport Talk. What team you reppin'? We keep it interesting. Who caught another down? Who got that interception?
Let's go! What is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckheiser here with River Buckheiser. We are in the house, guys. Welcome to Man Hour NFL Talk, guys. Your go-to spot for live, raw, uncut NFL talk. I'm so glad you're with us today. But before we dive into today's action, guys, let me tell you a little bit about manhourradio.com. That is where you can dive, get all your exclusive merchandise. We got our merchandise right here. Check out the latest box and stay up to date everything that is going on in the world today. If you're repping the Man Hour, that is the place to do it. But hey, don't forget, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button,
and like the video.
And like this video, well, and share it with a couple friends as well, because sharing is caring at the end of the day. But guys, wait, there is even more. There's more, River. They can become a Pigskin Pundit. That is our members-only exclusive community where you get free entry into all of our weekly NFL pick'ems, the giveaways, and exclusive merchandise as well. You get access to extra live streams, and you get to meet this little man on Sunday afternoons as we do the Pigskin only Sunday live stream. So if you want the full Man Hour experience, guys, sign up to the squad today. Remember, this is a live interactive show, so comment down below. We want to hear your takes, we want to hear your thoughts, and we want to hear the hottest of your opinions as well. What has River got to say for us today? What's up, man?
Go, boy, I am ready to Minecraft on.
He is wearing a Minecraft shirt. We got Minecraft sunglasses. We got the Minecraft game. And River is starting his own YouTube channel.
Kneeling, maybe why, maybe, why. I got it like a thought goom,
We're starting the YouTube channel in July. He's going to be playing Minecraft, playing a little bit of Fortnite.
Yeah, and
doing some stuff, man.
Yeah.
Doing some stuff.
Yeah, I can play my Minecraft and maybe the guy in the building in my house.
Right. So before we get too carried away, we got to welcome some people in the chat, River, because it's a live, interactive show. This is Friday. We got, who is this? Who is this?
Wait up, Buck.
Old Man River. Old Man River's in the chat, says, what up, Buck? What's up, Old Man River?
I did not get that. Wait.
You're not Old Man River. You're a Young Man River. But Old Man River's in the chat. What's up? What's up, Old Man River? He says, Pigskin Pundits, get you some. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Speaking of Pigskin Pundits, we got John. John says, what's good, man? What's good?
I did not get that, boy. It was him.
It was the ghost. John says, what's good? What's good, John? What's going on today, brother? We got my man Alpha Rob in the chat as well. He says, what up, Buck boys? Let's go, baby. Let's go. You want this smoke? You want this smoke? Ooh,
No.
Show them the muscles. Because today we are bringing the smoke today, guys. Today we are bringing the smokes. We got to talk about the whole Aaron Rodgers saga. We got to talk about Anthony Richardson being sidelined. We got to talk about Amon-Ra St. being injured as well. Jaxson Dart going to be the greatest quarterback of all time. What? Slow it down, baby!
Yeah.
And then we got Panic or Patience Friday. We got to be panic, or we just got to slow it down. We got to slow it down, baby. And then, of course, going to end the show with a little bit of fact and crap. What's up, bud?
And then that used to be him.
Yep.
And now they get it to me on mine now.
It is his necklace. But guys, let's get, we got some more people. We got some Cushmaster in the chat. What's up, Cushmaster, giving us a salute. And then, of course, we got my man, James Frankenstein says, what's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good? And Alpha Rob says, I knew Aaron Rodgers was signed in June. Alpha Rob, you knew it. I think we all kind of knew it, and we all kind of expected it, but the time is here. The time is here, and Pittsburgh Steelers have finally gotten their man, the myth, the legend. Aaron Rodgers, guys, to the Pittsburgh Steelers, it is official. The four-time MVP has agreed to a one-year deal, ending months of NFL quarterback drama and giving the Pittsburgh Steelers a true franchise-caliber quarterback to build around, right? Let's slow it down. But, guys, let's just be honest. This is huge news for the Pittsburgh Steelers and the entire NFL landscape. Let's break it down. What does this mean? What does this mean? Not just for Aaron Rodgers, but especially for the Pittsburgh Steelers' young quarterback, Will Howard moving forward. Guys, remember, think about this. Remember when Patrick Mahomes' early days with the Kansas City Chiefs. He spent his first full season learning behind Alex Smith before exploding into stardom. He learned how to be a professional. He learned how to prepare for the games, and he walked into a perfect situation. That's exactly the kind of mentorship that Will Howard is going to get from Aaron Rodgers at the end of the day. Aaron Rodgers, guys, is a future Hall of Famer. He's a future Hall of Famer who's seen it all, won it all, and still hungry to win more. Will Howard's development just took a quantum leap forward by adding Aaron Rodgers. AFC North, y'all need to watch out. If you're a Cleveland Browns fan, you better watch out. If you are a Cincinnati Bengals fan, you better watch out. If you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, your time is limited. However, there is another side of this coin. Now, the Steelers did pick up Will Howard in the 6th round, a developmental quarterback with tons of upside, but clearly who needs time and guidance, right? Aaron Rodgers' presence means Howard won't be thrown into the fire before he's ready. Instead, they'll have all type of veteran toolage that can accurately help his growth and feed the young quarterbacks that gets value. Now, on the flip side of the coin, Mason Rudolph's future. It looks bleak at best. The Pittsburgh Steelers were poised to start Mason Rudolph this offseason after letting go Wilson and Fields walk, but Aaron Rodgers' signings means Mason Rudolph likely won't even make the roster. Let's be flat out honest. And if he does, starting, forget about it, right? Aaron Rodgers, guys, brings a resume that dwarfs both of their careers. 4 MVP awards, a Super Bowl championship, and a career 103.1 passing rating in Green Bay. And while his 2024 season with the Jets was uneven, right? 3,800 yards, 28 touchdowns, and also 11 interceptions with the QBR of 48.1, it's clear the Steelers still believe that Aaron Rodgers can make a difference maker. And I am with them on that. Aaron Rodgers is going to change the landscape of the AFC. This signing immediately turns the Pittsburgh Steelers into an AFC North contender. Betting markets reacted quickly. The Steelers' odds to win the division improved to plus 550 to 500, and they were favored by 3 points in Week 1 against the New York Football Jets. A showdown that will be must-watch TV. Garrett Aaron Rodgers is facing his former franchise, along with Justin Fields facing his former franchise. Guys, this is just not a short-term fix. The Aaron Rodgers and Will Howard dynamic could define the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback situation for many, many years to come. The same way Mahomes and Smith has a mentor. Rodgers' presence by the Pittsburgh Steelers time to groom Will Howard without pressure to rush him in out of the gate. To sum it up, Aaron Rodgers brings elite experience and leadership that lifts the whole offense. Will Howard gets a golden opportunity to learn from one of the best quarterbacks ever, poising himself for a very, very long future. Rudolph's chances of starting, basically zero. This is a huge setback for him, but it is a big win for the Pittsburgh Steelers and their fans who have been waiting for a true franchise quarterback since Ben Roethlisberger's retirement. Rodgers' signing ends this quarterback roller coaster and sets the team up for a clear path forward, a.k.a. Super Bowl bound, baby! But what do you guys think? Is the Steelers' Super Bowl window open back up, or is Rodgers just a short-term Band-Aid? Guys, drop your thoughts in the comments down below because I want to hear from you because this is a live, interactive show. I want to hear what you think. But do not forget to hit the like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Remember, we are live every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/manhour. Of course, facebook.com/manhour. Now, this is where we break down everything raw and uncut. Let's see what the people are saying.
Hey, Dad.
What?
Look.
No more prime. That is the Mahomes prime, baby.
I
So,
could get going
James
too.
Frank says Jaxson Dart will have a better year than Aaron Rodgers. You know what, James? You can talk all that smack you want, brother. You can say everything that you want. But at the end of the day, this catapults the Pittsburgh Steelers from mediocrity to 8, 9, 10 wins every year to at least 12, 13, 14, if not 15 wins for many years to come. Aaron Rodgers is going to mold Will Howard into the best quarterback in the AFC. Aaron Rodgers is going to mold Will Howard into Patrick Mahomes 2.0. Aaron Rodgers is going to mold Will Howard to arguably a 1. No, 2. 3. No, 5-time MVP.
What?
Will Howard is going to be a
You're
5-time MVP by the time his career done, thanks to Aaron Rodgers.
You gotta be
Guys,
kidding
this
me.
is an amazing pickup. Amazing. Stop blowing up smoke, James. You are just scared. Guys, James is a Cleveland Browns fan, and he is scared, River Wayne. He is scared. He is scared of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's scared of Aaron Rodgers. He's scared of Will Howard. What's up?
Wait. Let me guess. You get on me?
Yeah, you scared of this smoke too, brother. Come on.
I weigh 100 pounds.
Whatever, like 50, short stuff.
100.
Alpha Rob says Pittsburgh is a tricky team. Young quarterback, but veteran defense. When Howard develops, the defense will be old.
I can hear you.
And listen, Alpha Rob. That is exactly how Ben Roethlisberger was. When Ben Roethlisberger came into the league, he had a young, hungry, or a veteran-led defense, right? He was the young guy, and when he got older, or when he got in his prime, the defense got older, and he took over, and then they rebuilt. This is Ben Roethlisberger 2.0 at the end of the day. Just don't hate the hater, right? Don't be a hater. Do not be a hater. James Frank says Rodgers going to have Howard rocking a man bun and drinking fancy tea drinks. You know the stuff that takes Rodgers drink in the dark rooms? Listen, James, talk all the smack you want about Aaron Rodgers. When the man is able to do his thing, when the man is able to be the man, the myth, the legend himself, when he is able to do his thing, MVP, NFC Championship game, he is a great player. And you can say everything you want about Will Howard. Will Howard was in Kansas for 4 years. Will Howard knows how to drink fancy tea. We got that sweet tea up in Kansas, baby. Put that at the sugar in there. We don't put no lime in it. We don't put no lemon in it. We don't do whatever. What up?
The play had come back.
Prime has come back.
I did not did that. It would have go.
Alpha Rob says Rodgers should be better this year. It's a year after his injury, and now Rodgers can beat the Ravens. Bad news for Action Jaxson. Listen, as a recovering surgery type of person, being older in my age, recovering from a surgery, it does take longer than expected. The issue with Aaron Rodgers last season is he tried to rush back from Achilles from 2 seasons ago, right? He should have just chalked it up and did a nice long recovery. And then last year he would have been even leaps and bounds better than what he was. But he didn't. He decided to, hey, let me hurry back and let me do my thing. Aaron Rodgers is going to ball out this season. Aaron Rodgers is going to show that he truly is a top 10 quarterback. Last season, he had top 10 stats. Do not get it twisted. He had top 10 stats last season. But the eye test shows that he was not a top 10 quarterback. We'll see. We'll see. Real Ball Jack with Willie Jack says, can't tell how relieved I am that this is finally official. Hashtag here we go. River, Willie Jack is excited. Willie Jack is a black and yellow fan. Willie Jack loves his Pittsburgh Steelers. Tell him he's going to the moon, baby. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to the moon, baby.
No. You are going to Pluto. I'm going to
the Super Bowl? Chargers going to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Chargers going to the Super Bowl. My man's a Chargers fan.
And that team is going to the moon. When they're not gonna be a Super Bowl.
All right, so Willie Jack, River saying slow it down, baby. Do not hype up the Pittsburgh Steelers quite yet, because you are forgetting about the best team in the AFC. You are forgetting about the LA Chargers.
No.
The blue and yellow team with the lightning bolt. They go on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Cargo went everything on year in the and everyone booed the key last time I get there.
Wow. Throwing smoke. My man's throwing smoke. Alfarad says maybe Rudolph can join the other trash quarterbacks in Cleveland.
Wait.
Make it a QB6 competition.
Wait. Are you talking about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
No, but his name is Rudolph. Yes, his name is Mason Rudolph.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer.
had a very tiny nose, and one night Kentucky.
But however the song goes, right? That's we crazy here. Willie Jack says, "Let's go." You might be even more optimistic than I am. LOL. Here we go.
The red-nosed
So Willie Jack, let me tell you
had
this.
a very tiny
Last year, I was on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
pant.
Last year, I was like, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to the Super Bowl. I said last year, all they got to do is have above average quarterback play. They will make a deep playoff run. They had that to about, week 12. Granted, the schedule got harder, whatever, yada, yada, yada. You can say what you want. But the defense fell apart last season. Baby mama drama, whatever you want to call it. Something happened last season. With that being said,
Yeah.
if they have above average quarterback play this season, a.k.a. Aaron Rodgers doing, 80% of what Aaron Rodgers is capable of doing at the age of 41, they are making a deep playoff run. And my way too early win-lock predictions are going to be wrong. That's why we're revisiting them in August. But damn right he's scared. Hashtag here we go.
Dad,
What?
can I get cooking?
Go ahead.
Quick. Ikaw guy for like Mexico and not in our country. Mexico in their own country.
Yep. That is very smart.
And we are going to Mexico in 2 weeks.
Yep.
And right now it have been like a had a 1 week go there almost over the COVID, and then we're gonna be on the second week.
Yep. There we go. All right. So James River, you scared James. James said, I am scared of Little Buck and never Little Howard and old A-Rod. Miles of that defense will take of Aaron Rodgers and Mason Rudolph or Howard. It doesn't matter. James Frank says that Cleveland Browns defense is going to wreck the Pittsburgh Steelers.
No, you
Slow
not.
it down, baby.
No, he gonna lose the whole entire game.
Yeah. Miles Garrett is going to be sleeping on his money, getting massages, hanging out with Deshaun Watson and Tucker, right? And they're all going to make sweet, sweet massage music. That's what's going to happen. James Bertland's in the chat. What's up, James? Says, I don't see Tomlin and AR being a good fit.
A good kid, could that mean they're not could that mean they're being bad?
No, that just means they're not going to get along. Like, sometime how you and Trip don't get along.
Oh, yeah,
you guys
why?
aren't a good fit. But
I got it kind of like got time why I want to play with the game it got go why and I will keep like going on it and it do all the cake come with it.
yeah, that's exactly right. So what I'm thinking, James, stop. When I first saw that Aaron Rodgers was going to Pittsburgh, that's exactly what I thought. Because Mike Tomlin is a player's coach, right? Mike Tomlin will do anything for his players. And I don't know if Aaron Rodgers really, quote, had a player's coach. Because if you think about it, old what's-his-face, and besides Mike McCarthy, who is the new Green Bay Packers head coach? I can't think of his name right now. It's Matt LaFleur, right? He doesn't seem like a player's coach, right? He seemed like a coach that was just simply out there to do everything he could despite Aaron Rodgers, right? And then when you went to New York, who was his coach there? Robert Saleh. I'm not for sure if Robert Saleh was, quote, a player's coach either. So it's definitely going to be an interesting dynamic. And I'm going to love to see it come about week 1, week 2. Actually, let's just be honest. The first half of the Pittsburgh Steelers season, it's pretty bleak, right? It's pretty easy. Second half of the season, we're going to see true colors. We're going to see what really comes down the pipe at the end of the day. If they're going to be that good fit, if they are going to congeal. If that does happen, guys, Super Bowl is bleak. Super Bowl is happening, baby. Willie Back says, Buck, I'm going to head into Steelers Nation, into Honor Man. Welcome home, brother. So he is welcoming us, River, into the Steelers fandom. We are officially on the Pittsburgh Steelers bandwagon this season. Here we go. Black and gold, baby. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Let's go. But listen, I am hyped about the Pittsburgh Steelers. If I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I would be extremely hyped. And even me, not as a diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fan, my uncles were and my cousin is, right?
Wait.
I can finally say, you know what, guys? I hope you do well. I hope you do well. I mean, I don't want you to beat my Kansas City Chiefs, but if you do, you guys deserve it. You did a good job. Aaron Rodgers, 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in the last 10 games of the season. Yeah, he definitely got better toward the end. But let's look beyond the stats. Last season, Aaron Rodgers was not a top 10 quarterback. Let's just be flat out honest about it. He was not a top 10 quarterback. His stats say he was, but he wasn't. Willie Jack says, you mean the guys beat last year without A-Rod? Shout out to the youngster, though. Yeah, he's talking shit on you, man. He says the Chargers aren't very good. James Frank says, no Diddy for Garrett.
How dare you?
He said, River says he's going to beat you up. They can't hear you like without the microphone on, silly goose. James says, Miles definitely gave Rudolph a red nose. That's silly.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very tiny nose.
And if you ever saw it, Miles Garrett gave him through his bloody nose. My man John is in the chat. He's a Pigskin pundit.
Skin pun. Get you some.
John says Saleh definitely let him run the show. So John, just because you let a said person run the show, you let Aaron Rodgers run the show, you let Aaron Rodgers call the shots, that doesn't necessarily mean you're a player's coach. Like, when I think of a player's coach, right, I think of somebody that is going to, never tell you that you're wrong. Never tell you that you are doing this, and this wrong. Never correct you, right? And that's exactly what I feel like Robert Saleh was. Like, he was never like that assertive figure, right? I don't know. It's just weird. James Frank says Mason Rudolph or Howard will be started by week 7. James, I can tell you this: Mason Rudolph will not be on the active roster at all. I think the signing of Aaron Rodgers officially puts him at number 3, if not on the trading block, if just not flat out cut. Because you have to develop Will Howard. You have to put him at number 2. You have to get him first string snaps if you think he is the future. You drafted Will Howard for a reason. Mason Rudolph has proved he is not the franchise guy. He's strictly a bridge guy. That's why they traded him to the Titans, or they released him. He got signed with the Titans. That's why the Titans released him, and that's why he's back with Pittsburgh. It's because he's just a bridge gap guy. That is all he is at the end of the day. John also says Aaron will play the whole year and retire after there's 8 wins max. The Pittsburgh Steelers are definitely getting 9 wins plus. They're not having a losing season. They're going to be in playoff conversation, and they are going to be on top. It's simple as that. They are going to be on top at the end of the day. Alpha Rob says, hopefully Rodgers gets some of his mobility back. And he started to get that toward the end. After that, what was it, a 200-yard game that Devontae Adams had against the Miami Dolphins? We started to see spurts of old Aaron Rodgers from that point on. Meech is in the chat. He says, hey, what's up, Meech? What's up, Meechy? What's up, man? And John says Saleh wasn't a player coach in my opinion. I agree. He was definitely not a player's coach at the end of the day.
I don't.
You don't think so? They can't hear you without headphones on.
I don't agree.
All right, guys. So let me ask this question. Let's rephrase it one more time. Will Aaron Rodgers lead the Pittsburgh Steelers to the Super Bowl? Simple question, simple answer, yes or no at the end of the day. But let's move on. And there's some big news coming out of Indianapolis. Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson is sidelined yet again. This time with an aggravated right shoulder injury, and he's going to miss minicamp and OTAs. Ouch. Coach Shane Steichen confirmed this setback on Thursday, and while Richardson won't need surgery, he will need significant time and rest and rehab at the end of the day. Guys, this is a major blow for the Richardson bids to be the Colts starting quarterback when the season kicks off in just, less than 90 days. Think about this. Anthony Richardson has missed a total of 17 games over 2 seasons due to injuries, including last season's season-ending shoulder surgery. Actually, that was his rookie season, and he battled through oblique and hip and back issues on top of that. Now, right when the Colts were pushing him to prove he's ready to be a full season, the injury stalled his progress yet again. What does this mean for the Colts quarterback competition? This is what it means. Daniel Jones, the former veteran Giants quarterback, first overall pick, signed a 14-year, $1 million deal with the Indianapolis Colts this offseason, precisely because the Colts wanted competition and reliability at that position. Daniel Jones has been taking every opportunity to seize control, and with Anthony Richardson sidelined, the path is wide open for him. Coach Sykin said Daniel Jones has got plenty of reps will get plenty of reps during the Richardson rehab and likely will be the starter coming out of training camp. At this point, Jones isn't just a front runner, guys. He's a starter. Until Anthony Richardson proves otherwise, and quite frankly, with Richardson's history of missing games and injuries, the Colts can't afford to wait any longer. Daniel Jones is the guy moving forward. This injury has pretty much shut the door on Anthony Richardson starting for Indy from day one. The question is now, what is next for Anthony Richardson? The Colts need to seriously consider trading him while his stock is still intact. Richardson was a top 5 draft pick in 2023, and despite his injury woes and uneven play, he's still raw talent and upside that could appeal some teams willing to take a gamble, aka the Cleveland Browns. But the clock is ticking. Another missed offseason, uncertainty around his health, make it harder to justify holding on to him, especially with Daniel Jones locked in as the immediate starter. Riley Leonard, the 6th-round pick, will remain the backup for now, but no quarterback roster moves are expected immediately. With that being said, this situation underscores a harsh reality. The Colts can't keep banging their heads against the wall, hoping Anthony Richardson will stay healthy and develop into a franchise quarterback. They need the stability when they sign Jones, and now they got it. With Anthony Richardson's injury, it's clear Daniel Jones won't let the job slip away easily. For a Colts fan, this is a tough pill to swallow, but it is also a wake-up call. If the team wants to compete, which I think they can and I think they will, they have to make the tough decision. Trading Anthony Richardson could bring back a valuable asset or draft capital to help build around Daniel Jones and the rest of the roster. Guys, will Anthony Richardson bounce back and reclaim the job someday? Maybe, but let's just be honest, probably not, and it will not be right now. The safest bet is Daniel Jones will be under center come week 1 hits. And the Colts quarterback carousel continues, at least for now. But what do you guys think? Should the Colts keep hanging on to Anthony Richardson, stays healthy and grows, or is it just time to move on and back Daniel Jones fully? Guys, hit the comments. Let me know down below. Hit the like button. This is a live interactive show. Let's see what you guys are talking about. What's up, little man? Go ask mommy. Go ask mommy. All right, so John says, knew he was going to beat Daniel Jones running that show. And John, you are absolutely right. Once I heard the Colts signed Daniel Jones, this $14 million is not a backup deal. This $14 million one-year deal is like, hey, come out and prove that you can be the starter. Because if you are the starter, you got a deal waiting for you, Daniel Jones. And with Anthony Richardson's sideline, Daniel Jones taking all of these snaps, Anthony Richardson's gap is growing further and further and further away. And let's not forget, Daniel Jones runs a great RPA play-action pass type offense. That's what Shane Sykin wants to do. RPOs, quick rhythm passes. That's where Daniel Jones thrives. That is going to happen. James Frank says Richardson started for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2026. Woo! James is putting out some heat. So James is saying not only will Will Howard not be the starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2026, no Mason Rudolph, no Aaron Rodgers, but Anthony Richardson? Slow it down, baby. Yeah. James Berlin says Colts need to move on from him now. And James, I agree with you. But the question is, what type of value would the Colts legitimately be asking for? Because they did spend a first-round 5th overall pick on him, which they shouldn't have, But we digress from that. So if you are the Indianapolis Colts, right? Let's say you let him walk after his fourth year. You at least get a fourth round pick, like just like out of that, right? Correct me guys if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, if a top 3 player from your team walks away, you release him, cut him, whatever, the contract expires, you get a third or fourth round or a fifth round conditional pick to help make up that slack. So if you think about it, they at least got to get a fourth round pick for him, because if you don't, you are losing value. But what would be a legitimate trade idea for you guys? Is it for some offensive lineman? Is it to help maybe get another back for JT back there? Are you looking for a receiver? Like, what do you think the Colts need, and what type of trade value should they get? That's the biggest question.
More players.
More players. So Rivers thinking that they need a receiver. Gabe Davis would be perfect there. Although he's a free agent. How about some Scary Terry? Get some Scary Terry up there. But Alpha Rob says Jones is a starter at this point. Richardson will be out of Indy soon. Alpha Rob, let me ask you this question. Is it before the start of the season? Is it before the trade deadline of 2025? Or is it next offseason? Let me know. River, did you always give me a wet willy, man? My man. Listen, the wet willy in the Buck household is a staple. It's a staple. Especially to Mama. Mama hates it. Joseph is in the chat. What's up, Joseph? He says, great. The Steelers signed a guy past his prime who'd known a liar and could do no wrong. Joseph, I know we just spent, 20 minutes talking about Aaron Rodgers, but how is he a liar? Like, how is Aaron Rodgers a liar? Are you talking about the whole COVID vaccine BS? Like, stop it. Stop it.
He a liar?
The COVID was a hoax. The COVID was a lie. Come on now. James says, nah, man. Shador is the future in Cleveland. My man better slow it down. James, have you been talking to Coach Rowe at all? Have you been talking to Coach Rowe? You better slow it down. Alpha Rob, stop. Alpha Rob says maybe Richardson can join the rest of the Browns' trash-ass quarterbacks. Hey, that's Alpha Rob saying that. James, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just the middleman. I'm just relying the information what Alpha Rob said. But Anthony Richardson would be perfect in that trash-ass Browns locker room right now. It would be perfect. Old Man River says, pack your bag, Richardson. You're heading to... Where's he going, Old Man River? Where is he going? Let's talk about that. Where is he going? Joseph said he's going to Mexico, playing in the European League. That's where Anthony Richardson is going, play in the XFL. There you go. Joseph says, in addition... Rocky giving that Mel Blount number 47 jersey to Trump is disgusting. Joseph, good Lord, man. Listen, this is the NFL talk. This is not politics. We don't care about politics. I don't care about Trump, Harris, Obama. I don't care about any of that shit. The only thing I care about is if my player throws for 5 tutties, for 300 yards, and the Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl. That's what we care about here.
Or what about me?
Or the Chargers. Or the Chargers win. He wants Justin Herbert to throw for 4,500 yards this season, 42 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and win a playoff game. That's hope for the Chargers. John says Gabriel will do better in Cleveland. We'll see. Alpha Rob says next offseason is when Anthony Richardson gets traded. So Anthony Richardson will be the backup in Indy for the season, says Alpha Rob. But next offseason, guys, if Daniel Jones does well, maintains that starting position, look for Anthony Richardson to get traded off. Alpha Rob, I will put a caveat on that. If the Indianapolis Colts are a above 500 team, I think the trade deadline's around like October or is around Halloween time. I'm not for sure what I think things like week 10 or something, right? So stop. So if the Colts are a 5-2 team going into the bye week or into the trade deadline, Anthony Richardson will be gone. So you saying what now?
Like on my birthday, it kind of close to the holiday. Do I
Your birthday is in December when the Chiefs play the Titans, and we'll be there. Let's go.
It when my birthday.
Yep, Christmas season. All right, John says next offseason he'll be in Pittsburgh.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
John, you are lucky that Coach Rowe is not loose right now. You are lucky that I do not push that roast button and say, Coach Rowe, go out there and roast John, because this is crazy talk. Anthony Richardson's not going to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's got their man. It's Will Howard, baby. Plus, they got Skylar Thompson. 2 Kansas State quarterbacks represent. Old man River says Jacksonville. He's going to Jacksonville? Is he going to replace Trevor Lawrence to become a backup? That's the question.
No.
River, you got to put your headset on so they can hear you, bud.
No, it was him. It was him or the deal. It was him.
You know what you're talking about. Mellow Mike is in the chat. What's up? What's up, Mellow Mike? He says, get that walker ready for gritty old Aaron Rodgers. Listen, Aaron Rodgers can come in a cane. He can come in crutches. He can come in a motorized wheelchair. He's still better than C.J. Stroud. He's still better than 90% of the quarterbacks out there, if he's even above 80%. Joseph says, fair enough. Listen, Joseph, I came at you a little harsh, right? I came at you a little harsh. I know you're new here. Thank you for being here, Joseph, but that politic mindset, no. We don't do that crap here.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Mellow Mike says, Buck has more trade value than Anthony Richardson does.
Talking about you.
He's talking about you, man.
We talking about you.
He's talking about you.
He talking about.
He says, well, you're going to be, so River wants to be a quarterback when he plays football, which football practice for him starts next week or 2 weeks.
I gonna tackle.
Oh, sorry. He listen.
I wanna be with the one who won. I mean, like,
He want to put fools in the dirt, my man.
I wanna be Eddie play.
Every single play. Listen, Anthony Richardson trade value right now is probably only a 3rd round pick, 4th or 3rd round pick. Much like we saw what receivers got last season with like Amari Cooper and Devontae Adams, right? We're looking at a 3rd or 4th round pick tops, because that's what the conventional picks are and like, why not take that, right? Why not take that? But what do you guys think? Will Anthony Richardson be the Colts starting quarterback come week 1? Or is he doomed for failure and being traded? Speaking of doomed for failure, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Lions fans, listen up. St. Brown is expected to be ready for training camp after his offseason knee surgery, and this is straight from the horse's mouth. St. Brown himself said he had a procedure just to clear up some stuff in his knee. Pause. To clear up some stuff. And he has been rehabbing ever since. Guys, this is great news on the surface. Amon-Ra is one of the NFL's most elite rate receivers in the NFL, 3-time Pro Bowler, led the Detroit Lions last season with 1,263 yards and 115 catches and 12 touchdowns. This dude started every game since 2024 and helped the Detroit Lions to roll 15 wins and another NFC title last season. But, and that is a big but, if you don't see St. Brown exploding off that knee early in camp, it's going to raise some serious flags. Now, I'm not saying this is a season-ending injury by any stretch of the imagination, but knee surgeries like this, especially when the ones we heard nothing about, and the facts that we don't know any facts about it at all, always makes me look twice. To clean stuff up line, that's usually code for something more than just a routine tweak. What is actually going on in St. Brown's knee? The fact is that St. Brown is sitting out off-season practice while rehabbing is understandable, but that explosive quickness and burst off the line, that's what makes him a top receiver in the league. If he's tentative, limited, or slower than usual in camp, it can mean a down year for him, and the Detroit Lions offense could feel the real impact big time. Detroit mindset is Super Bowl or nothing this season. Amon-Ra said himself, the schedule is no joke either. five primetime games, a Thanksgiving Classic against the Packers, and a Christmas Day trip to Minnesota. There is no room for St. Brown to be anything less than fully dialed in and ready to go. Coach Dan Campbell expects the team to be ready, no matter how the schedule shakes out. But the truth is, the offseason starts with weapons, and the offense starts with weapons, and St. Brown is the crown jewel of that group. I will be watching this camp very, very closely, mainly because I like to dog my man Darcy. But early flashes of speed, sharp cups, and physicality off that knee will be the signs we want to see. Anything less is going to start asking questions. But what do you guys think? Are you confident that Amon-Ra St. Brown will be 100% and back to his Pro Bowl form this season, or do you think this surgery might slow him down just a little bit? Guys, drop your comments down below. Remember, this is a live interactive show. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your thoughts and your hottest of the hottest takes. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and join us every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time at youtube.com/manhour for all your NFL live, raw, interactive talk. So let's get the comments flowing. What's up?
I get cocky.
What do you see?
I get cocky.
Old Man River says, next man up, go Lions.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
You said that? You said go Lions?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
That is G-Ball team. That's what I get that. That is G-Ball team.
Yeah, that is G-Paul's team. That's G-Paul's team. Mellow Mike says third. He couldn't fit a bullseye paint on the side of a barn. He's lazy. Eye affects his actory.
Yes.
I think you're talking about anything, Richardson. What?
No more.
No? One more hour.
One more hour?
Are you ready? You can go inside and watch Muppet Babies.
Okay.
All right. Tell everybody good night. See you next time.
Good night. See you on Monday, cause tomorrow Quippy will be here.
Yep. So Trip will be on with us tomorrow. River will be back Monday with us.
Yeah, I am. I can do it until I am the white one. Come on, L. It can go there. You can't give me all about there. It come there. We are in the go on. We had a lot of guy call. I can keep calling over there.
Yeah, so what River's saying is we have a soccer set up over there. We have baseball and football stuff set up over there in the garage where they can practice. But
Kobe can practice. Kobe can get better. Baseball call by there. In my baseball, you throwing the ball and gun time I already made and my gun time I hit the ball. It can with a gun time. It was a cowball.
All right, tell everybody good night. It's 10 o'clock. It's time for your bedtime. Like anyways.
I think over you.
All right. So, where are we at? John says Jones will run the show all season long. Okay. Jones. Who am I missing? Jones. John, what players? Jones. Am I confused? Like, let me pull up their depth chart. I'm going to NFL.com, which is powered by manhourradio.com. We got an API system over there that pulls all the NFL news, and that's how Coach Rowe will own his 24-hour 7 channel there. So Jones. I don't know who Jones is. Yeah, I don't even know who Jones. Oh, Daniel Jones.
I know.
Talk about Daniel Jones. Okay. So we're still talking about the Colts. Okay. Thanks, Mellow Mike. I appreciate that. River, we can't hear you without the headset on. Okay, Alpha Rob says, why did he wait so long? I think he had it once they got knocked out early January. But with like any knee procedure, like I think we're just hearing about it now. So Mellow Mike says Richardson got the Depot high from Friday. Not wrong. Not wrong. John says bro was hurting most of the season last year. He was hurting for most of the season last year because he was taking shot after shot after shot. It seemed like every time he would start to get a little bit healthy, boom, there goes his oblique tear. Boom, there goes his quad. There goes his shoulder. Like he was getting hammered last season. Jared Goff was putting him up to dry many times. Many times. James Frank says Amon-Ra will be fine. He's a dog. He is a dog. He is a dog. However, celebrity status starts to go to your head. When you get a little bit of ego, you want a little bit of dollar bills, y'all, and that rehab takes a little bit longer at the end of the day. But yes, I do agree. He is a dog, and he is definitely a top 10 receiver in the NFL. I could potentially put him in the top 5. I haven't really thought about it, but off the top of my head, right, you are no particular order. You are going to put Jamar Chase, JJ, and CeeDee Lamb as 1, 2, 3, right? And then coming in at number 4, I would probably put, like, I don't know, maybe Neighbors up there, maybe potentially Marvin Harrison Jr., maybe potentially Puka. And then, honestly, St. Brown is probably better than all those guys. So, yeah, St. Brown's probably a top 5 receiver. Definitely a dog. Mellow Mike says they sent Tanya Harley after St. Brown. They cut his Achilles. But Mellow Mike says, by the way, they already have CJ Stroud name on another MVP trophy. It's been printed. They must be the MVP most worst player in the worst division and the last place team in football. Then you get the MVP. That's where CJ Stroud will be. What? It's not going to get you. John says Daniel Jones. We were talking about that before the Amon-Ra. So guys, that is my bad. So you guys were talking about Daniel Jones, and that's where Coach Rowe will help me out. So what you guys do not know, if you are a Pigskin Pundit, you know what I am talking about. If you're following us on Facebook, you've seen Coach Rowe in action. So guys, Coach Rowe is an AI bot that me and Riverman built. We were going to name it Ace, but I'm like, you know what? Let's call it Coach Rowe. And Coach Rowe, I can be like, hey, what's going on in the chat? And then he can help me out. Mellow Mike says, well, since we're talking about dogs, is Aaron Rodgers an old yeller? Put him out to pasture. That is bad. That is tough. James Frank says, that's crazy. All those guys over A.J. Brown. Honestly, James, I kind of forgot about A.J. Brown. So thinking about it, yes, A.J. Brown's probably a top 5 along with St. Brown, right? So maybe sometime next week, guys, if you're following us over here at facebook.com/manhour NFL talk, I will be putting out a top 5 receiver list. And we'll see if St. Brown and A.J. Brown get up there, because I think we have 1, 2, 3 at the top, no particular order. I think you can put any of them in order, and we can't have much of an argument with Jamar Chase, JJ, and then CeeDee Lamb. But then after that, maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's kind of a mix-up, right? We can toss it all up. Hell, you could even put like maybe Addison up there, or Scary Terry, or those type of. You could put Travis Kelce up there, right? Rashee Rice. I'm kidding. John says Amon-Ra is number 4. Yes, I agree. Definitely a top 5. You definitely have to put St. Brown in the top 5. I think that was just a little bit of a little bit of bias coming out in me a little bit when I was talking about that. But yes, thinking about it now, hindsight's 2020. I do think Amon-Ra is definitely a top 5 receiver in the NFL. Mellow Mike says, we got the participation trophy from Patrick Mahomes. And then he wants to put Nico Collins as a number 5 receiver. This man's drunk on Houston Texans juice tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody get Mellow Mike. Check him out. You guys think to say before we head to the next topic, River Wayne?
And you, like Daddy, Daddy will had another subscriber guy, Mike guy.
You're going to subscribe to our channel?
Yeah.
Let's go. Tell the people to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Say, hit the subscribe button right now.
Hit the subscribe button. I hit the like button. Subscribe
and like. Little man said it, so you got to do it. Do not let little man down.
Do not let me down. It come right there. Why? Tomorrow morning, I am doing that.
Tomorrow morning. We're starting your YouTube channel tomorrow morning.
Wait, mine?
We'll post it on the Facebook page. and we'll get people to subscribe to it before you even put your first video out. All right?
Are you talking about mine?
Talking about your channel. Talking about River B channel.
My channel is all about video games. We are playing them.
I know.
Playing like Goodnight and my Minecraft.
People like games. We'll see what happens. All right,
Okay.
there you go, Nux. Let's move on to. Hang on. James Frank, my man. River.
What?
James is scared of you, so you better put him in line real quick. He says Amon-Ra St got to be the best in the league, though.
Hey, guy.
Yeah, Amon-Ra does not drop passes. If he gets a finger on it, those mittens are catching it.
They are cooking a really good. And that is the cooking will have 8 rays.
River scared of spiders. Mellow Mike says Nico had more yards than anybody and missed 5 games and still had 1,000 yards.
And guy, that look at all the coyote right there.
That's what happens, Mellow Mike, when you're on the worst team in the worst division playing from behind all the time. You get a lot of yardage. But let's move on to the next topic.
I think I might know the worst team ever.
Who?
The Key.
Say that one more time. Here's the microphone's kind of down. Say it one more time.
I know the worst team ever. The Key. The Key.
Chiefs are the worst team ever. Yeah.
The call goes the better. It called it. It was kinking like the Key and the call going against each other right now. There might be.
Week number 1. Yep. Week number 1 in Brazil. September 5th. We'll be there. Well, we won't be there, but we'll. That's when it happens.
I think we will.
No, we're not going to Brazil. No way, Jose.
I will. I will. Bye.
Moving on to the next topic, guys. We're going to talk about one of the quietest building teams out there. The team that's quietly getting better and better and better. And that is the one and only New York Football Giants. Guys, they are quietly building something special. And I'm telling you, the next few years are going to show out just exactly how smart this offseason was. Look, bringing in Russell Wilson wasn't just about signing a veteran quarterback. It was about bringing in a leader, a guy who knows what it takes to win at the highest level. He's a Super Bowl champion with the mindset to elevate everyone around him. Guys, listen, Russell Wilson is just not a starting quarterback. He is a mentor. Even if his job description doesn't say that, the guy is organizing dinners with the quarterback room, offensive line, and running backs, and he's running throwing sessions over the country. San Diego, LA, Atlanta, wherever he can lift the guys that fit around him. The leadership vibe is something that the Giants team desperately needs after 6 years of Daniel Jones. Wide receiver Wan'Dale Robinson said it best. We haven't had a quarterback that's going to command everything, and you know exactly what you want. Wilson has been great. Now, here's the icing on the cake. The New York traded back into the bottom of the first round to take rookie quarterback Jaxson Dart at pick number 25. Guy, Jaxson Dart landed in a perfect spot behind a veteran like Wilson and also Jameis Winston with the time to learn and grow without the pressure of starting day one. This isn't a rush situation. Brian Daboll and the Giants head coach summed it up perfectly when he said, it's not about forcing mentorship. It's about experiencing naturally flow from his vets to the young guys. Jaxson Dart's job this season is to soak it all in. Learn from Wilson, learn from Winston, and from the coaches. Get better every single day. Just like I tell my kids, get 1% better each and every day. Guys, Russell Wilson isn't worried about competition or the pressure from Dart being drafted. His focus is being the best version of himself each and every day, leading his team and making those plays we've already know he can. Like that deep throw down the sidelines at OTA that had everyone saying, wow, right? This team is primed for growth. The competition of Wilson's leadership, Dart's potential, and the coaching staff knows how to build talent and make the Giants franchise to watch. They're setting up the sustained substance, not just a one-year wonder. So If you're doubting the New York Giants' future, guys, you need to think again. Russell Wilson is a quarterback they need now and the mentor they need for tomorrow. Jaxson Dart is in a perfect environment to learn, develop, and eventually take the next step as a starting quarterback for the New York Football Giants in a couple seasons. Giants fans, your team is gearing up for exciting years ahead of them. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think? Is Russell Wilson the key of turning the Giants into a Super Bowl contender? And how soon do you think Jaxson Dart will be ready to take over? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and catch us every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time for live, raw, uncut NFL talk. So, guys, let's jump into the comments. Let's talk about the Giants' future. Little man, what do you got?
Okay, go a guy, but I already wanted to go to New York. It will.
So Rivers already want to go to New York, not to watch the Giants, not to watch the Jets, to watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because that's where they live. They live in the sewers of New York. Let's just be honest. All right, so Mellow Mike.
I don't love that.
Mellow Mike says, what kind of season will Travis Kelce have this year? Below average. He'll have a below average season. Scooby U2 is Dayball. It's pronounced Dayball. What's that saying wrong? Was I saying Dayball wrong? It says Dayball. Scooby UT. If I was saying it wrong, that is my bad. I definitely know how to say Dayball. That is on me, brother. That is on me. What up, brother? So Mellow Mike says, learn from Winston. Just stay away from the crab legs. Don't be saying Dayball. Mellow Mike says, Super Techno Bowl contenders, sir. Super Bowl, not so sure. Listen, Mellow Mike, as a passive Dallas Cowboys fan, the Dallas Cowboys are my number 2 team. The reason why they are my number 2 team is because my uncle grew up loving them. I always wanted to be like my uncle. And then I loved me some Sean Lee. I love Sean Lee and I love Van Der Esch. They seem to always have really, really good linebackers down there. With that being said, guys, the New York Football Giants are a team that will have a top 10 defense this season. The New York Football Giants are a team that is going to raise some eyes this season. The reason is because I feel that the owner is finally bought into, hey, we need to rebuild and we're not going to cycle through coaches. Otherwise, Brian Daboll would have been fired a couple years ago. Daniel Jones wouldn't have got that big deal, and they wouldn't have moved on from Saquon at the end of the day. So with that being said, I think the owner is bought into the Shane, general manager, and Brian Daboll concept. And Jaxson Dart will have plenty of time, and that defense is nasty. You got Abdul Carter, you got Brian Burns, and you got Thibodeau. Watch out. What's up?
Dad, I get cooking.
I know I said something. Old Man River, he didn't say it, but Old Man River said, maybe, but I don't think so with Russell. Listen, Old Man River, I'm not saying that this year, 2025, I am not saying that this is the year that the New York Giants make a Super Bowl run. I'm not saying this is the year that the New York Giants make a playoff run. Hell, I'm not even saying they're going to be a winning team this season, but they are building a solid foundation for 2026, 2027, 2028, up to 2020, 33, 34. They're building for the next 10, 12, 15 years. Jaxson Dart has a perfect opportunity to be great. This defense will be great, and the offense will continue to build around Jaxson Dart with Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Tracy Jr., right? They have a great core of guys. Just need to develop that offensive line. That's the biggest what if. You said Dayball. I'll get it right eventually.
Ball.
Yeah, I said his name wrong. I'm not good with names. My stutter does not help.
You got Dayball?
Yeah. So Giant said, John Pigskin Pundit
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
says the Giants are moving up in that division. John, they are closing the gap on the division. I still think they'll be a 4th place team. Granted, we will revisit that again in August, but as of right now, my way too early win-loss predictions, let's pull that up just so I'm not lying to you. I believe I had them as an 8-win team. Let me correct me if I'm wrong. That is the wrong one. Bring it up, Bucky. Bring it up, man. Bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it up. Eesh. The only River, stop. The only thing I hate about the site is it does not save. So you got to like save the link, and it's just silly. There we go. So I actually had I had the Giants as an 8 and 9 team this season. So they are closing the gap in that division, right? They are not a 4 or 5 win team anymore. They're an 8 win team. That's doubling from last season. If they could continue that growth, man, they're not going to double every year. But, you know, they become a 9-win team and then a 10-win team and 11-win team. They are going to jump the Commanders. They're going to jump the Cowboys. They're going to jump the Eagles. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn. But they will all be competitive. I mean, the NFC East for the next 10 years is going to be the best competitive division in football, barring any major injuries, barring any major setbacks, right? So, yes, I agree. They are moving up 100%. Alpha Rob says, so do you think they give Dayball a few more years so he can develop Dart? Yes. Yes. I think Brian Dayball is there for a while. We are giving him probably a 4 or 5 year extension because of the draft of Jaxson Dart, because of they brought in that quarterback's coach and offensive coordinator from Buffalo that did develop Josh Allen. I'm not saying everything like they were nothing, like Josh Allen was nothing with like without him, but they definitely helped Josh Allen get to the level that he is at. And if you read the reports, I don't know if it's fluff, say what you want, but they are comparing Jaxson Dart to Josh Allen. Arm strength, IQ, ability, all that stuff. So clearly they see something, right? Mellow Mike says the owner, the one on Hard Knocks getting lied to by Sean Wilson, doesn't have another Super Bowl in him. Listen, Mellow Mike, I think you're correct. I think the Giants are not a Super Bowl team right now. I think Russell Wilson is a 1-year deal. But in a couple seasons, I could see that mentorship that Russell Wilson has given to Jaxson Dart. The how to prepare, how to be a leader, how to take this team and mold a team and make a great team. It will translate into years 27, 28, 29, 30. Now, we also have to realize, right? The Super Bowl window on some of these teams is quickly closing, especially on the NFC side. The San Francisco 49ers, that Super Bowl window is quickly closing. The Eagles will be quickly closing again. They're going to want some dollar bills, Joe. The Commanders already don't want to pay Scary Terry. He's looking on his way out. So, yeah, the Detroit Lions window, we will see. We'll see. Alpha Rob says, because if they fire Dayball, new coach wants a guy at quarterback. Yes. So, when I was first writing these notes of preparing for the show, so I prepare for the show every day about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it gives me time to mentally think it through, whatever, yada, yada, yada. With that being said, I said that if they fire Brian Dayball after this season, we are looking at Chicago Bears 2.0. And I had that in the notes, but I did not say that. What I mean by that is if you look at the Chicago Bears history the last, 10 years, right? Every time they have a coach, boom, he's there for a year. He inherits a quarterback. After a year, maybe 2, they get rid of said quarterback. That guy then drafts a quarterback because it's, quote, his guy. He never had his guy. That is why we're failing, whatever. Let me draft my guy, and then bada bing, bada boom, we'll be great, right? And then he gets fired the next season. The new guy comes in, Groundhog Day over and over and over. I think the Giants see that in Chicago. I forget the owner's name. Was it like, I don't know. I'm not even going to try to remember the owner's name in New York for the New York Giants. The old white guy, right? With that being said, I think they see what happened in Chicago. They see what's happening in Chicago. Like, hey, let's just slow it down, baby. Let's slow it down. Let's figure out and will be okay at the end of the day. Mellow Mike says the Giants moving up, and the Dallas Cowboys on the elevators screaming toward the floor. Mellow Mike, the Dallas Cowboys are going to go one of two ways this season. The Dallas Cowboys will be 11-12 win team this season, or they'll be a 3-5 or 3 or 4 win team this season. There's no mediocrity for the Dallas Cowboys this season. It's to the moon or rebuild city. Brian Schottenheimer is just a pawn. He's at the pawn. If you happen to take some guys out on the way, awesome. If not, you are wipe my hands of you because Coach Primetime, I'm going to bring you on down. Oh, Shadors isn't getting what he wants over there in Cleveland. Bring him on down. Bada bing, bada boom. Rebuild city in Dallas. What, buddy?
I can keep the cargo.
You see the Chargers. Yep, I had the Chargers at 10-7.
Can I
Fifth
get
seed
it?
in the AFC.
Can they? I got the cargo going against pony.
Against the Ponies?
No,
They'll go against the Ponies like week 2.
I don't even care about the pony.
Yeah, ponies suck. Boo the Ponies. Mellow Mike says, do not bring that blasphemy in here, Buck. Dark and Alice in comparison are like saying the Mahomes. Listen, Mellow Mike, you are exactly right. Well, when I believe we spoke on it when we were we were breaking down the way too early playoff games, whatever, yada yada yada. And I think it was like a factor crap or something. I can't remember for sure. But I said, stop it. Stop comparing Jaxson Dart to Josh Allen. Stop comparing any quarterback to any said quarterback. Let the player be the player. Let them be themselves. Right? That is what we were saying. And but on the other hand, you also have to kind of respect of what this coaching staff is saying. Like, hey, we see Josh Allen in Jaxson Dart. Now, if you can say you can see that, to me as an owner, to me as a business owner, to me as a general manager, I can say, oh, I see what Josh Allen is doing. I see you guys drafted Josh Allen. I see what you guys have done with Josh Allen. Now, if we can get half of that out of Jaxson Dart, awesome. Now once they compare them, that's when I stop it. Do not compare them. But if you could see that in said person, just like with him, like I can see me in him. I'm not saying we're the same person. I'm not saying we're exactly alike, but I see a little bit of me in him. I also see a little bit of his mom in him. Right? It's just what it is. What
about Quippy?
Yep, I see a little bit of me. Actually, I see a lot of me in Trip, and I see a lot of your mom in you. That's just what it is.
Wait. Like, are you thinking I want to marry my own mom?
No, we're not starting that again.
I do want to marry her.
We're not starting that again. No way, Jose. Mellow Mike says he is just an average quarterback. Who is just an average quarterback, Mellow Mike? Russell Wilson an average quarterback? Yes. Right now, Russell Wilson is an average quarterback. Yes. Right now, Russell Wilson is not a top 10, not an MVP caliber quarterback. Yes. Now, to say Jaxson Dart is just an average quarterback. Right now, yes, I would have to agree with that. Right now, he is just an average quarterback. But he has the opportunity to be great. He has an opportunity to be a top dog. He has an opportunity to be the man, the myth, the legend. And then he comes back and says, 2 ways, bad or worse. No 2 ways about it for the Dallas Cowboys. Slow it down, baby. Slow it down. And Mellow Mike says, that's MVP Josh Allen. Madden cover athlete Josh Allen. Come on, bro. Put some respect on it. Listen, I'm not trying to dog Josh Allen. I am not trying to throw any shade toward Alpha Rob's Josh Allen. I'm not trying to dog it. I'm just saying, do not compare them. But if you see a little bit of Jaxson Dart in Josh Allen, hey, Brian Daboll had a little something to do with that, right? Let's just be honest. All right, River, are you ready to move on to Panic or Patience, man? What are you talking about, man? We are talking about football. But it is time to something to say before we start. What's up?
I am.
What? You gotta talk. What'd you say?
I went panda.
Red panda?
No, panda.
Oh, panic.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So let's move on to the first panic or patience of the day.
I went panda, okay?
Okay. With that being said, guys, welcome back to Panic or Patience. Today we're asking, should the rest of the AFC North be in panic mode now that the Pittsburgh Steelers have signed Aaron Rodgers? Guys, look, this is a massive move. Aaron Rodgers isn't just some veteran quarterback. He is a future Hall of Famer, and with that kind of experience and clutch factor that can change a division overnight. Let's not sweat, boys. Let's not freak out about it. This is the truth. Now, take a look at the Pittsburgh Steelers potentially starting skill players for 2025. Quarterback, the Aaron Rodgers. Aaron freaking Rodgers, baby. Running backs, you have Caleb Johnson and a top 5 running back in himself and Jalen Warren. Then you have wide receivers DK Metcalf and Robert Woods and tight end Pat Fairmont. Guys, if this offense clicks, if Aaron Rodgers finds his rhythm quickly and connects with DK Metcalf's elite speed, Robert Woods' savvy route running, and Pat's reliable hands, not to mention a stable running game with Johnson and Warren, this unit will be a nightmare. Think about it. That's a top-tier quarterback laying a versatile, balanced offense. It's the kind of setup that can dictate games, control the clock, and put pressures on opposing defenses from every angle. So should the Bengals, Ravens, and Browns be sweating? Should they be panicking? Right now, guys, I got to say yes. Everybody in the AFC needs to be in panic mode. The Steelers aren't just trying to compete, guys. They're trying to dominate this division. And honestly, if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy and sharp, no one in the NFC North is stopping them. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy and sharp, no one is stopping them in the the AFC North. But here's the flip side. Aaron Rodgers is 41. Injuries, adapting to a new system, chemistry with a new team, these are all to factor in. So maybe this calls for patience too. Maybe. The Steelers look dangerous on paper, but will continue to come together fast to disturb the division balance next year. For now, I am leaning towards panic. For the AFC North rivals, the Steelers just added a game changer, and that offense can and will run wild in 2025. But what do you guys think? Does this move send the Steelers back to the top of the division, or will the other AFC North teams weather the storm? Guys, comment down below. Remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and catch us live every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com. Now, this is a live interactive show. I want to hear your thoughts. Let's get into the comments and see what you guys think about the AFC North. Is really sweating it, or is it just hype? Mellow Mike says, that depends. Model Aaron Rodgers. Come on, man.
I can boo them.
Boo who? Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Better not let your mama hear that. Your mom was an Aaron Rodgers fan.
Okay.
Oh, man, go in there and you tell her, see what happens. Aaron Rodgers, Old Member says, with Rodgers, it's a coin flip, but his deep ball isn't what it used to be. At the same time, though, old man River, he never had time in New York to throw that deep ball. When he did, it was nice, though. It was not nice. It was nice, right? Mellow Mike says, Titanic type massive. The ship's going down. Abandoned ship, Steelers fans. Abandoned ship, abandoned ship. Sound the alarm. I think got a horn thing here. Maybe not. I don't know. But Mellow Mike says, get off the ship now. Get off the. Alpha Rob says, panic because Aaron Rodgers made the Steelers tougher to beat. Alpha Rob, we're on the same page. We are on the same page, brother. Not only are the Steelers going to be good, the Steelers are going to be amazing at the end of the day. They're going to be tough to beat. Let's just be honest. But yes, you are correct. Because if you think about this, Not only now do the Steelers have a better offense, a more balanced offense, passing attack, rushing attack, all that stuff. Let's reel it back in. We're getting a little hyped. The Steelers have still a top 10 defense in the NFL. The Ravens do not have that. Yes, they performed late in the last part of the season, still not a top 10 overall defense. The Bengals defense is terrible. Yes, they performed better the last month of the season, but still a not top 10 defense. The Browns, they got a decent defense, but no offense. Let's just be honest. Jerry Jeudy is your guy. Come on, slow it down, baby. The AFC North is wide open, and this puts the Steelers up over the edge, I do believe. Old Man River says, let's wait and see. Injury-prone affects mobility. Injury-prone does affect mobility. Yep. We're getting close. Yep. Mellow Mike says, Aaron Rodgers ain't been sharp since before he took up shrooms. Listen, he's Mellow Mike. Aaron Rodgers is from California. He's a surfer boy. He's always done the marijuana. He's always done the wacky tobacco. He's always done the little LSD and a little bit of acid with a little bit of shrooms. He's always been that way. That's what California's all about. It's just now he's been more open about it because it is more receptive. It is more receptive with the ayahuasca or whatever. Whatever, man. You do you, dog. You do you. Aaron Rodgers dropping back in his mobilized wheelchair. I ain't scared. He ain't scared. You should be scared. You should be scared 100% because they coming, baby. They coming. Daddy scared. I ain't scared. I ain't never scared. Scared means like I'm scared. Well, what am I scared of? Scared of earthquakes? Well, yeah. I mean, the ground moving like that, that's pretty scary. That's definitely scared of Mama Buck. Yep. Blood? Yeah, blood's kind of scary. All right, let's move on to the next one. What? Maybe. I don't know. We'll talk about that later, okay? Ice? Like Jumanji ice? No. Let's move on. Next up, guys, the Chicago Bears. Next up on Panic and Patient, guys, question number 2. Should the NFC North be put on notice about what Ben Johnson is cooking up with the backup quarterbacks in Chicago? Guys, this one's getting spicy because Ben Johnson is cooking up trick plays in Chicago, and they're even showing them in OTAs. Guys, Ben Johnson has been known for his creativity and fearlessness with trick plays ever since his time in as a Detroit Lions offensive coordinator. This isn't some ordinary play caller. It's a guy who doesn't just install gadget plays. He's ready to unleash them in the biggest of the biggest moments. And now that he's with the Chicago Bears head coach, he's already shown that flair isn't going anywhere. Guys, check this out. At the end of mandatory minicamp's final session, Johnson sent offensive linemen sprinting down the field of the sideline for passing drills. Backup quarterback Tyson Bagent joked afterwards, saying that nobody I threw the ball to at least stood out. But now I lost my train of thought. That's the kind of unconventional stuff that Johnson is pushing. Practicing drills that emphasize creativity and versatility even for the linemen. So the question for the NFC North is, should they be worried? Should the rest of the division be on alert that the Chicago Bears offense that could surprise you with some trick plays and unorthodox tactics, especially with backup quarterbacks, have already stepped in to execute these plays? Guys, the Bears may not have the flashiest offense on paper, but with Johnson's fearless approach, especially with his backups, they can make some real noise. So panic or patience? Guys, I am leaning toward patience here because these things take time to fully develop, and the Bears are still figuring things out with the quarterback situation. But the league better watch closely. Johnson's style has a way of catching teams off a guard, and those backup quarterbacks just might be the secret weapon that we didn't expect. But what do you guys think? Is Ben Johnson quietly setting the NFC North on fire with these backup quarterback trick plays, or is this all just off-season noise? Guys, comments down below. Hit the like button, of course, share as well. Alpha Rob says, no one should panic. Nothing about the Chicago Bears. Because at the end of the day, it is the Chicago Bears. Alpha Rob, you are exactly right. With that being said, I've been saying this since February. Like, Buck, slow it down. It's March. Don't get hyped. It's April. We should never get excited about the Bears in April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. We should not get excited about the Bears until December. And then even then, we're still on a little bit of shock. What, River White?
And not April.
It's not April. We're still not excited. It is June. We're
April.
still not excited about the Chicago Bears.
It's past April already.
It is way past April. You are correct. Mellow Mike says, Steelers got off easy. Texas defense ain't that on that schedule. Chiefs, not so lucky. Hope Mahomes got health insurance. He does. What?
Guy, I see you on Sunday.
All right, see you on Sunday. Little man's going to bed. He is tired. He's tired. Oh, okay. All right, so old member says, no, he will get reality checks as soon as his honeymoon's being as head coach. I agree. It's going to be a long season for the Chicago Bears. Going to be a long season for the Chicago Bears. But guys, it is time for a little bit of fact and a little bit of crap. As we start to wind down the show, guys, we're not quite done yet. It is time for our final segment, fact or crap. Here's the deal. I'm going to throw out some statements, some facts that have been floating around the NFL world, and it's up for us to decide if it's a fact or if it's just a bunch of crap. We're going to separate the truth from the nonsense, cut through the hype, and see what's really worth believing. If it's a legit, we're all about it. But if it's pure garbage, we're calling it out. So guys, grab some popcorn, get your drinks ready because it's about to get real. It's fact or if it's a whole lot of crap, let's go ahead and find out. Up first for fact crap tonight, guys, we got to talk about the Detroit Lions. Guys, the Detroit Lions have been on a mission the last several years, and they have actually won two NFC North championships in the last couple seasons. But guys, the question is right now, fact or crap? Will the Lions win their third straight NFC North championship in 2025? Let's be real. When I did my way too early win-loss predictions, I do have the Detroit Lions taking the division yet again. They have been rolling. They've been building momentum with the back-to-back NFC North titles, and their core is solid. Amon-Ra St. Browns, the offense, and the young defense, there's nothing like it. But, and that is a big but, there are definitely some question marks that could flip the script. First, the injuries, right? The NFL is brutal. And Detroit has had a share of battle staying healthy. Last season, they had 24 guys, actually 27 guys on season-ending IR. Plus, Pro Bowl center Frank Ragnow recently announced his retirement, and losing key leader and blocking like that hurts. Whether you say next man up and like Dan Campbell can say whatever he wants, at the end of the day, it hurts. You lost your leader of the offensive line at a very, very young age, especially very unexpectedly. Then there's the coaching side of things. The Lions lost both their offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator this offseason. That's major turnovers. We're going to have new system, new schemes. It can take time to adjust, and there's always risk. And their schedule is not forgiving. They have some tough matchups coming up early, especially with the Dallas Cowboys and the Kansas City Chiefs as well. But fact or crap, guys, will the Detroit Lions win their third straight NFC North championship in 2025? Guys, it is a fact. It is a fact that the Lions will take the NFC North again for the third straight year. But I'm saying it cautiously. I'm going to waffle around the answer a bit. Yes, it is on the table, but it's not guaranteed. There's enough of a chance and uncertainty that patience is necessary. Is it crap? Not at all. They've earned the right to be favorites, but the key is how to handle the adversity, injuries, and new coordinators with pressures of expectations. But guys, what is your takes? Fact or crap? Will the Lions repeat in the NFC North? Drop your dots in the comments down below, and let's see what you guys have to say. Mellow Mike says, respect the Bears. Come on now. 1985 Super Bowl championship, baby. Slow it down, Mellow Mike. Slow it down. But Old Man River says fact. Old Man River says it is a fact. The Detroit Lions will be back on top of the NFC North. No Chicago Bears. Sorry, Minnesota Vikings. You're trash. Green Bay Packers. Better luck next year. Alpha Rob is saying the same thing, but he's saying it a little bit more relaxed. He's like, hey, I understand the schedule stuff. I understand Amon-Ra St. Brown's coming back from knee surgery. I understand we lost Ben Johnson. I understand we lost Aaron Glenn and the quarterback's coach and the linebacking and all this other stuff. But listen, simmer down now, you hear? Alpha Rob's a Buffalo Bills fan, and he knows how to win divisional championships, and he said the Detroit Lions have what it takes. And I tend to agree with you. But next up, talking about the Buffalo Bills. Factor crap, guys. Question number 2, factor crap. The Buffalo Bills, guys, will win their 6th straight AFC East title in 2025/2026. Guys, in my way too early win-loss predictions, I had the Buffalo Bills running away with the division once again. They have dominated the AFC East for 5 straight years, and there's no clear team ready to take that crown from them just yet. With that being said, since OTAs have started, I have been pretty impressed with what the New England Patriots are doing underneath Mike Vrabel. They've looked more energized. They've looked more competitive, making that division race a little bit more interesting. Now, the Miami Dolphins, they're just a mess right now. Let's just be honest. Mike McDaniels can't coach himself out of a wet paper sack. And the Jets, they're young, they're inexperienced, and probably just aren't ready to challenge the Buffalo Bills quite yet. Now, the Bills have Josh Allen underneath center yet again, coming off a 4,200-yard season, 36 touchdowns, and an MVP. Their offense remains elite, and their defense just got a serious upgrade as well. After releasing Von Miller, they signed Joey Bosa, a true game changer on the edge. But Joey Bosa is proven a pass rusher and a perfect fit to keep pressure on the opposing quarterbacks and bluster that defense. And also playing the bend don't break defense will help as well. However, guess what? Joey Bosa is already injured. Guess what? That defense has already given up big plays to their offense over and over in OTAs. But guys, the Bills' combination of explosive offense and a re-amp defense keeps them in the class of the division. So yes, guys, this is a fact. This is a fact. The Buffalo Bills will claim their 6th straight AFC East title. I am leaning strongly towards saying yes. Their talent and leadership are tough to beat. On the flip side, is it a crap? Not a chance, right? The Buffalo Bills are still the favorites, even though the Patriots underneath Mike Vrabel might push them harder than before. The bottom line, the Buffalo Bills look ready to continue their dominance. But the AFC East could get a little bit more competitive, but I want to know your guys' take. Factor crap, guys. Will the Buffalo Bills run the AFC East for the 6th straight year? Drop your thoughts and comments down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. With that being said, Old Man River is saying fact, baby. Damn, Old Man River. I understand your hearing aids might be turned down a little bit, but turn them motherfuckers back up a little bit. All right. There's no need to shout. But you are correct. I think you guys are correct. I am agree with you on that. Alpha Rob says fact. They're even going to get it by early December. Hell, it might even be November, Thanksgiving, when they lock up the division. Damn, Alpha Rob, slow it down, baby. You don't want to win it that early. Because if you win it that early, then that means you have a long time of resting. Your starters are going to come out rushing. You might be a one and done. You may not want to lock it up to about January. I'm just saying. I know from experience, my man, you may not want to lock it up too early. Hello, Mike says, come on, man. No faith into a stuffed noggin? That's like an overripe cantaloupe. Oh, man. I do love me some cantaloupe, and now I want some. But I think we're all kind of in agreement here. I think we're all saying fact. Next up on the old factor crap. The final factor crap of the guys is the Kansas City Chiefs. So, guys, factor crap. Will the Kansas City Chiefs win their 10th straight AFC West title in 2025? Now, my way too early picks, guys, I had the Kansas City Chiefs winning the division yet again and securing the number 3 overall seed in the playoffs. Why? Because as long as Patrick Mahomes is at the helm, this team will always be considered contenders. Whether it's a wild card or divisional championship, it doesn't matter. Because Patrick Mahomes is just not great. He is the best quarterback ever to do it. Since becoming a starter in 2018, Mahomes has thrown for over 2,800 yards, 220 touchdowns, and boasts a career passing rate over 105. He's a 2-time MVP, a Super Bowl champion, a multiple-time Super Bowl champion, and his ability to extend plays makes it nearly impossible to do the possible throws that keep the Kansas City's offense explosive year after year after year. But is it automatic? Can the Chiefs really run the AFC West for a decade straight? Here's where the challenges come in. The Las Vegas Raiders. They have been rebuilding underneath new management and new coaching and adding talent on both sides of the ball. If Geno Smith can take a leap forward and that defense keeps improving, they could challenge for the top spot. They have big question marks, so they have some high upsides, but even lower of the lower sides. Not in much of the conversation. Now, the LA Chargers, with Justin Herbert still in his prime, the Chargers have an elite quarterback and talented roster. They have made some key offseason moves to help for firepower to be complete. If the Chargers offense line holds up and the defense steps up, they will be a real threat. I really, truly think the Chargers will be a real threat to the Kansas City Chiefs this season. And now the Denver Broncos, they surprised many people underneath Sean Payton last season, making the playoffs. They have a balanced roster and a solid coaching staff. If their offense stays efficient and their defense remains stout, they could be in the mix as well. I don't see that happening. But even with those threats, guys, the Chiefs' combination of elite quarterback play, playmakers like Travis Kelce, and coaching staff that knows how to win big games give them the edge. So, guys, it is a fact. It is a fact that the Kansas City Chiefs will take their 10th AFC West title in a row. It is a fact that Patrick Mahomes keeps them in the conversation every single year. It is a fact that they are the best team in the football. But what do you guys think? Fact or crap? Will the Kansas City Chiefs keep the AFC crown for the 10 straight years? Let me know in the comments down below. Old Man River just saying crap. He's just saying crap. I don't know if he's saying crap to troll. I don't know if you're saying crap just because you think the Raiders are actually going to do something. Slow it down, baby. Alpha Rob saying fact. They're still the best team in that division. And he follows up with the Chargers getting close, but not close enough on offense. You are correct. If the Chargers can continue their strides forward, they will close that gap, but not enough to overtake the Kansas City Chiefs as of yet. But we'll see. 2024 NFL season, guys, about 90 days away. And it's been a great show to tell you guys, but it is time to wrap things up. But before we wrap things up today, guys, I got to take a quick update, and you guys don't want to hear this. You guys got to hear this update that's coming from Man Hour Nation. Coach Rowe is coming. Guys, he hasn't made his official live stream debut yet, but trust me, the wait is almost over. I am deep in alpha testing, and things are moving fast. This AI has been built from the ground up to break down the game, challenge your takes, and bring a whole new energy to the show. Right now, guys, Coach Lowe is in the lab. He's over on Facebook. He's learning. He's leveling up and getting ready to come in hot. And if everything stays on track, July is the projected launch date of Coach Rowe. That's when you finally get to see him live, unfiltered, and fully interactive. So if you have been hearing the name and wondering what the hype is all about, guys, buckle up. Coach Rowe is almost here, and he's about to change how we talk about this show. He's about to change how this show happens forever. So, guys, stay tuned. The future of Man Hour is coming, hopefully in July. Fingers crossed. But long story short, guys, Coach Rowe is coming, and do not piss him off. Until then, guys, we'll see you Monday. Live, raw, uncut NFL talk. We out.
Hey, now it's time to take off. Gotta keep it live and raw. Better stay tuned in. Man Hour NFL talk. I know that you're ready for more. They on the field, ready for war. Who's in the lead? I'm checking the score. We about to do it like never before. NFL live, uncut, raw. This is Man Hour NFL talk. Let's go.